And I want to say, after this impeachment, I want the members of parliament now to focus on the corruption scandals around our country. The ADANI scandal.
After the Kenya government delegation came back, the company expressed interest in investing in Kenya. The first expression of interest was far back in as 2010.
Could these bribery or corruption claims have a bearing on our own process? To my knowledge, Honorable Chair, there has been no case of corruption or bribery insofar as this PIP of ADANI Energy Solutions is concerned.
Yeah, because of the information that has been provided to us by partner nations, I have directed agencies within the Ministry of Transport and the Ministry of Energy and Petroleum to immediately cancel the ongoing procurement process for JKI expansion public-private partnership transaction, as well as the recently concluded GACHAGUA transmission in public partnership.
Yes, it is now more evident that William Ruto is on top of his game by playing RAILA and the opposition. I'm the one of the first people who came out to say that Ruto is a very smart man. When he accepted to support Raila Odinga to get the AU chairman position, okay, he also planned to get the opposition away from Raila Odinga and also reduce Raila Odinga in size, because Raila Odinga has been a threat in the Kenyan politics. Today, as William Ruto cancelled the ADANI deal, you clearly see that it also entrenched Raila's hypocrisy, because it was implied that since Raila Odinga had an agenda of becoming the AU chairman position, the AU chairperson, by the help of Ruto, even Ruto used that crack in the door to use Raila Odinga as a walking stick to stabilize his government. It is more evident that when the Gen Z came out on the streets to demand very many things, they are silenced by part of the opposition, and that's Raila Odinga. Yet Raila Odinga was on Twitter saying that it's time for the Gen Z to stand up. They asked him not to be involved. Now he's involved in the same government. Okay? So today William Ruto cancelled the ADANI deal, and it had a ripple effect on one, the opposition of Raila Odinga, and the 4 cabinet secretaries he appointed in the government. That's the truth. So in this episode, I've come to lay out the plan of William Ruto to cut size Raila Odinga, to wrestle the opposition away from Raila Odinga, because as it is right now, the Mountain Kenya, which by there is a strong pillar in the Kenya Kwanza government, is gone. Even if you hold a vote right now, Mount Kenya cannot vote William Ruto because of the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua. I keep on saying that it was a mistake to impeach Rigathi Gachagua, a Kikuyu, if you want the Mount Kenya vote, and bring in Kithure Kindiki, a person who does not hold, who cannot galvanize the whole Mount Kenya, because Mount Kenya is majority Kikuyu followed by Embu. But you miss out to pick a Kikuyu, miss out Embu, and you pick a Tharaka. It was a mistake, because politics in Kenya is a tribe that can bring votes. So in this episode, I've come to talk about the cancellation of ADANI deal and how it is going to have a ripple effect on Raila Odinga and the opposition, what it means for our politics, and most importantly, the study materials we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to.
And I want to say, after this impeachment, I want the members of parliament now to focus on the corruption scandals around our country. The ADANI scandal, the issues in public health sector, the glaring theft of public resources. That is what Parliament should consider and take time. And that is what the people of Kenya want.
So today, during the presidential address system, William Ruto talked about very many things. But one of the things that caught more attention, even within Parliament, is the cancellation of the ADANI deal. The ADANI deal got the opposition since inception, because when the people got to know that they were going to be signing ADANI deal to renovate the airport, they came out on the streets. So you clearly see that the people opposed this thing since inception. And by the cancellation of ADANI deal, it was because news came out to say that they were engaging in fraud. Normally in Kenya, when leaders want to get a kickback, they hire such companies to do the work so that they can get their cut. And when the ADANI news came out to say that they were involved in fraud in the United States of America.
This involves Indian billionaire Gautam Adani and 7 other senior executives indicted by the Justice Department in connection with a scheme to pay hundreds of millions of dollars in bribes to Indian government officials to access solar energy contracts and efforts to conceal bribery schemes from U.S. investors. Now, keep in mind these fraud accusations were first came to light from short seller Hindenburg Research, which sent the stock in a free fall. Since then, it has rebounded, and we're watching Adani Enterprises here in overtime, but clearly a stock we're watching closely.
Okay, so after that news, I think it prompted William Ruto to cancel the ADANI deal. But remember, even Kenyans had opposed this thing. They had opposed that they don't have the capacity. They opposed that the shady deal, which lacked public participation, that come out to tell the government that they didn't follow the PPDA Act. Okay, of advertising the entities so that credible investors can come. They just pitched on one investor, which, by the way, showed deals. Okay, so after that news coming out, it was clear that William Ruto was going to face another opposition, because even when had it been signed, we may have had another set of protest, because people in Kenya had already wanted to protest against this. But remember, Ruto and RAILA have ever come out to say that this ADANI deal is good. And in fact, they said these statements.
The Adani Group are investing in the transmission line. Their money, 95 billion. We would have otherwise gone to borrow that money, burden the people of Kenya. This is now a private sector investment, the same way Keshan here is a private sector investment, the same way Sosian is a private sector investment. We will pay for that transmission line using a wheeling charge that has been negotiated. And it is important for us as a nation to appreciate that a partnership between public and the private sector gives us a win-win outcome.
We all have misgivings about how the current proposed PPPs concerning the AKA and power distribution have been processed, which has resulted in a raging debate over the involvement of the Indian firm in the airport and energy sector projects. Unfortunately, these misgivings have also resulted in a lot of misinformation regarding the investors who have made the PPP's proposals. I have had a chance to interact with the PPP proposers in question. It is my duty to state what I know about them. After the Kenya government delegation came back, the company expressed interest in investing in Kenya. The first expression of interest was far back as 2010. The government was, however, unable to pursue the matter because Kenya did not have a legal framework for engaging in PPP models of financing of public infrastructure.
That is Ruto confirming that the ADANI deal was good with his companion RAILA. So, when Ruto comes out to cancel the ADANI deal right now, it will have a ripple effect. RAILA will look as a fool. And indeed is a fool. Okay? Before I proceed, I want to also play you a tape when William Ruto was cancelling this deal. Here is the tape.
I have stated in the past and now reiterate today that in the face of undisputed evidence or credible information on corruption, I will not hesitate to take decisive action. Accordingly, I now direct, in furtherance of the principles enshrined in Article 10 of the Constitution on transparency and accountability, and based on new information provided by investigative agencies and partner nations, that the procuring agencies within the Ministry of Transport and the Ministry of Energy and Petroleum immediately cancel the ongoing procurement process for the JKIA expansion public-private partnership transaction. Let me repeat this for clarity. I have said that because of the information that has been provided to us by partner nations, I have directed agencies within the Ministry of Transport and the Ministry of Energy and Petroleum to immediately cancel the ongoing procurement process for JKI expansion public-private partnership transaction, as well as the recently concluded GACHAGUA transmission in public partnership and immediately commence the process of onboarding alternative partners, because these are important projects.
That is William Ruto. So you clearly see, if RAILA and WANDAYI comes out to say that the Adani deal is good, and William Ruto cancels the Adani deal, it makes William Ruto a saint against RAILA and Odinga. It makes William Ruto RAILA and WANDAYI look a fool. That is a tactic which was used by Moi. Remember, in the introduction of multipartyism, very many people wanted to stay under one party state, that is Kano. Okay? And in discussions, Moi, together with his cabinet, came out to tell his cabinet that they must go and support the one party state. And all his cabinet went to Kasarani to support the one party state. He allowed all of them to speak. They spoke supporting the one-party system to stay. When Moi stood up, he said that he's not for one-party state. He supported multipartyism. He backtracked in front of the people. So the people saw Moi as a savior. So in this case, William Ruto is deploying tactics of Moi. Okay? Is now being looked at as a savior at the expense of RAILA and Odinga. So you cannot tell me that RAILA and Odinga, a credible person, by the way, not until of late, when he joined the government, came out to say that the Adani deal is good and Ruto cancelled it out. So he's taking them for granted. He's trying to wrestle the opposition from them. Okay? Even before William Ruto cancelled the Adani deal, in the morning, the CS for Energy, oppositiom and I had come out to support the deal. In fact, when they asked him about the fraud case of Adani, he came out to support. Can you imagine? Let me first play with the tape. Before Ruto cancelled the Adani deal, oppositiom and I had come out to support the Adani deal. Here's the tape.
The question is, would these emerging reports in any way affect the delivery of this project? We can't tell. Why? Because they are not related to this project. We can't even vote for their veracity from where we sit. And therefore we'll be engaging in speculation, Honorable Chair. The second limb of that question is, could these bribery or corruption claims have a bearing on our own process. To my knowledge, Honorable Chair, there has been no case of corruption or bribery insofar as this PIP of Adani Energy Solutions is concerned, up to now, up to this very moment.
That is Opiyo Wandayi. So you clearly see that there is mischief. Mbadi is in treasury. He was supporting the Adani deal on very many fronts. Opiyo Wandayi was in treasury. No, he's a CS for energy. He supported the Adani deal. In the morning, in the evening, William Ruto cancelled the deal. So he's making them look foolish. Such great men. Imagine if Opiyo Wandayi was not conflicted to be in government. Would he have supported it? Of course not. So William Ruto is ahead. He's trying to dismantle the opposition. He's trying to look for new coalitions by first dismantling the opposition, okay, putting holes in RAILA's credibility and Azimio's credibility so that he can be seen as a saint, which is not. You clearly see that the Adani deal, the cancellation, was a masterstroke by William Ruto to degrade Raila and Odinga to his side. You know, I normally tell you, it is politics at play. You cannot tell me to support you to get your chairperson position without me using you to get my way out. That's the truth. Because even Raila and Odinga coming out to say that the Adani deal was a good deal, I think it was told by William Ruto, since people were opposing it, the church leaders, in very many things they cited the Adani deal. Okay? Even the court of law put it on hold. But what pains me more, when Ruto was cancelling the Adani deal, the parliament came out and gave him a standing ovation. These members of parliament are also stupid. When William Ruto is for something, they will support. If the next day switches to no, they also clap. Case an example, the finance bill, they supported it to the expense of Kenyans, posting it through the throats of Kenyans. When he came out to cancel the bill, they were the first people to come out and thank him. The Adani deal is the same, and such things are going to happen. Members of parliament should learn that the executive should not be controlled by the parliament should not be controlled by the executive. There must be separation of power, where parliament can stand up to say no to any deal they deem not good to Kenyans. So this is a tip of the iceberg of how William Ruto is trying to desecrate Raila and Odinga, and also his credibility. Of course, that's more opinion. Do make comments by commenting about this. Thank you very much for listening in. If this is the first time on this YouTube channel, I implore you to subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. I will see you on another one. Peace.
Audio Jungle.